Hey everybody, what's happening? Neil back once again with another quick film review for you. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Cocaine Bear. Yes, I finally got the chance to see it. I was sick when it first came out, and I'm finally over that cold. And yes, I finally got to go see it in the theaters. And it was okay. It could have been a lot funnier, could have been a lot more interesting, could have had a better ending, but it was alright. It was worth watching one time. Maybe a better stream than a theater experience, so you might want to wait for it to come out, at home. Now, spoiler alert, of course, spoilers, I will be spoiling the heck out of Cocaine Bear, so you've been warned. This movie is directed by Elizabeth Banks, and it is inspired by true events, so not really based on a true story so much as it's inspired by what actually happened in 1985. This bear got a bunch of cocaine and went a bit nuts, and then the bear died. So it wasn't as exciting as this idea, this premise, which is a wonderful premise, but of course, in that trailer, so much fun. But most of the best moments are in the trailers, though, unfortunately. So, yeah. Okay, story-wise, I don't think I have to explain too much. There's a bunch of cocaine dumped out of a plane because the plane's going to crash. So the cocaine is discovered by Bear, and the bear does the cocaine, and two kids stumble upon the bear, and one of the kids is kidnapped by the bear, apparently. Kerry Russell plays the mom, and she comes in with her pink jumpsuit, and she's coming to save the day, to save her daughter. And there's also a park ranger and another guy played by Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family. I almost didn't recognize him at first, except for his voice. And he gives a really funny, over-the-top, goofy performance. I really liked him in this movie. And they come across the little boy, and one of them gets killed, and then there's more mayhem. Ambulance arrives, and we've all seen these parts in the trailer, right? I think we know what happens in this movie. The bear basically just terrorizes the park. In the meantime, we've got a couple of drug dealers, basically. One is Alden Reich, I think is his name. He was the young Han Solo in Solo, a Star Wars movie. And O'Shea Jackson Jr. as well, Ice Cube's son. And then you got Ray Liotta. Yeah, so one of Ray's last films is Cocaine Bear, and he plays the main antagonist here, basically, the real antagonist. The bear is just a bear. It's a wild animal, and it's on cocaine, so it's crazy. It's going to kill people. It's going to do anything it can to get more cocaine. So that's one thing to say about that villain, but the Ray Liotta villain, well, he's in a lot of trouble. He owes whatever it may be, the cartel or whatever it is, a lot of money, or a lot of cocaine. So he's on the hook for this, so he's desperate, and he's out there, and he's gonna wreck stuff. So yeah, the Ray Liotta character is a lot of fun. I also like the cop character too. There was this officer with a dog, and he's out there trying to recover the cocaine as well. And use it as evidence and everything. So a lot of interesting things happen in this movie. O'Shea Jackson's character is assaulted, but then he kicks their butt, these three teenagers, and then a bunch of people wind up getting injured or killed by the bear. And there's this standoff, which is basically the main climax, I would say, almost of the movie, is the part with the gazebo with the three guys and then the cop on top of the roof, and he's got the high ground, and he's pointing the gun down at them, and they have to come to some kind of an agreement. They're at an impasse here, because the cops got the cocaine on the roof. Meanwhile, the bear comes around, and that throws a wrench into the things, and of course, the bear lies on Alden Ehrenreich's character there, whatever his name is. I always forget how to pronounce that name. The young Han Solo. Kerry Russell's character and the kid wind up tracking her daughter to a cave where they find bear cubs. Are very sweet. The CGI in this movie is pretty good. It's not like that convincing, but it's pretty good. And in the end, Ray Liotta tracks them down and gets to the other side of this bear cave, and inevitably, like, the others jump for it, and Ray Liotta's character is killed by the bear because he just won't give up the cocaine. So yeah, he's dead anyway if he doesn't get that cocaine, right? So I guess that's his thinking. So nice to see Ray Liotta in this picture. Very, very interesting B-horror comedy movie, but it needed more comedy. It had enough horror. There was enough gore, just a little bit of, enough blood, anyway, there to satisfy, I'd say, horror fans, but it's also really meant to be a big joke. And so when I went into the theater, I thought, well, hopefully there'll be more laughs. I was really looking forward to more laughs, even if it was dark, bloody, death-like humor, morbid humor. That's fine by me. I wanted to see more of that, but they didn't really provide more of that. There's a lot of mild, amusing moments in the film. Not a lot of great 80s references either. I thought, just like the look of certain people was like kind of a dead giveaway. Oh yeah, it's the 80s for sure. But still, they could have done a bit more. They could have punched out the 80s with a bit more stuff. They had a couple of good songs in there that remind us of the time and everything. But no, they could have done more with that, I thought. So yeah, the human characters, we don't really care about them. We're not really supposed to care about them. It's supposed to be a big joke. We don't take this very seriously. This isn't a serious horror movie where we're seriously worried about any of these characters. We don't really care what happens to these characters. Because it's just this crazy comedy, really. It's this crazy dark comedy that isn't quite as funny as it should have been. Well. The marketing campaign was fantastic. The trailer is brilliant. But I say wait for streaming. If you're interested in this movie at all, and you don't know if you want to spend the money in the theater, yeah, just wait for home viewing, really, because it's not really worth your full price of a movie ticket. Quite frankly, it's not terrible or anything, but it's not great. It's not that memorable. I have really no desire to see it again. I'd actually rather go watch the trailer again. I felt that way about Wonder Woman 1984. It was like, wow, what a trailer! I don't want to see the movie again, but the trailer, I'll see that again. So yeah, Cocaine Bear, love the trailer. I love the soundtrack. I love movies that are set in the 80s that are silly, crazy things. This is kind of an American Horror Story with a bear. It's a little kitschy, a little corny, but it's kind of supposed to be too. It's a big wink to the audience. And I think Elizabeth Banks did a really good job directing the movie. I just wish the script had more humor, more dark humor to it. So overall, I'm going to give Cocaine Bear a 6 out of 10. Yeah, wait for streaming. All right, guys, that's all for me. This is Neil signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in to this quick review. And until next time, peace.